Good morning. Welcome to the Ferrum Coaches Show. My name is Dave Newcombe. I'll be your host this morning, and I'm delighted to have some wrestling folks with us this morning. The head wrestling coach, Nate Yetzer, and champion wrestler and academic award winner, Mr. Robert Cunningham. Fellas, it's nice to have you with us.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for having us.
Nice to be here.
Yeah. Well, you had a good weekend. You had four wrestlers as champions.
3 champs and 3 other placers, and then about 4 or 5 guys that were right on the bubble that lost them around the place. So, yeah, it was good. It was a good weekend, for the most part.
Yeah, and Robert, you're from North Carolina or South Carolina?
Yes, sir. York,
South Carolina. Where is that?
Like right on the border of North Carolina, like 20 minutes away from Charlotte.
And you're a conference, all academic conference, which is important, so you like to study. What do you major in?
Business, administration, management, sports management.
Oh, okay.
I like math and stuff.
Okay, good. Good for you. And that's why you have Dr. Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Business. What do you have her for? What subject?
Business, economical sports.
Oh, okay.
Right now, and probably next semester I probably have her for business finance.
Great. So you went down to Pembroke and came back with a trophy. How did that go?
Sir.
Walk us through that tournament.
It felt wonderful because last year, since we was all freshmen, it felt kind of tough. But this year we preached fight, and I just fought every second, and I came out victorious.
Yeah, great. And now, how many matches did you have to win to win the championship?
4. I had a first round bye because I was seated pretty high, so I had the rest of my first round. So the second round, 3rd, 4th, and the championship. So 4 matches.
All right, good for you. Congratulations, and more importantly, congratulations on the academic all-conference.
Thank you.
I think that's important. I know that's something you strive for, Coach. You have quite a roster this year.
Yeah,
absolutely. Talk about 30 some wrestlers.
35 currently on the roster. I mean, we got a bunch of guys that are gray shirted that they may get bumped. The second semester they may jump in there depending on how our lineup shakes out and everything and injuries. But we have a good group of guys. So the guys are wrestling really hard and fighting hard, and that's all I ask for. And most of them are good students where I don't really have to worry about them academically, and that's a good thing to have.
Sure is. And what's the mantra or what's your slogan? Fight.
Yeah, fight. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I mean, just you got to fight and compete more than anything. Just compete at everything we do, and academically, I think there's these guys get excited when midterms come out or finals come out, and see who's the top student, the top 10, who's in the top 10 for students, and that's kind of the competitive atmosphere we're trying to build, because I know that's what wins, and everybody gets better when everybody's competing against each other. So, and it's an individual sport. It's not really a team sport. So, I think that's important for everybody to be competing for each other's spots all year long. And I think. Last year's a perfect example of why you need everybody to compete. Is because you never know when you're going to be throwing the lineup. The guys, the 3rd string at 125 better be ready to go. Who knows? God forbid somebody gets hurt, but you get next guy's got to be ready to step in, and there can't be a huge drop off.
Yeah, exactly. So compete and fight, and it's a individual sport, but yet I always see you guys in the cafeteria hanging out together and. You seem to like each other even though you're competing, and that's important too. You have a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah. We built a bond over preseason. We always together on practice, in the room, outside the room. We create. It's a family. Once you go through all this with wrestling, it's hard to separate us.
So it's a family, and you'll
fight
it's for each other.
Yeah,
and
we fight with each other like brothers.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's good. A band of brothers. I like that. And fighting's the word. And you went down into Brandon Bradley country this past weekend to
Pembroke Classic.
Wrestle.
Yeah, that's Pembroke Classic. That's where Coach Bradley wrestled at and had and got his degree from. And it was good. It's always a good test. It's all Division I, Division II schools there.
Right.
I think a couple of NAIA schools were there as well. So for us, it's a great barometer of where we are. And I think we wrestled pretty well. I still think we have a long way to go. I guess that the thing I took away, what a difference a year makes, because most of our guys that did really well are sophomores.
Yes.
And they spent a year and a summer training, and it makes a huge difference. Not even just from a wrestling standpoint, from I guess a mindset. We had a lot of freshmen who had success first round, and then I think they ran into somebody a little tougher and they got beat, and they couldn't come back to the consolations because it was just maybe they looked ahead too far, or they just saw how long a road they had to go, and that's something we got to fix, because that's I don't want guys to be satisfied getting one win, and a lot of them were. I think a lot of the freshmen were satisfied they got that one win, which that's not what we preach. That's not acceptable. So.
Robert, I guess you hear the coach last year preaching all year long. You got to work. You got to, you got to get in shape. You got to do more. You got to do more. And now this year, you're starting to realize that as a sophomore, and that's pretty much what you're talking about. It takes a year to get really acclimated to college wrestling, because it's so much different.
In the buy-in,
so much.
In the buy-in to what we're, the training and everything, and credit to Robert. Robert's bought him from day one, and that's why he's having success. And that's why I expect him to be an All-American this year, because he has bought him from day one. And he's not the only one. We have, I think, the core group of 8 or 9 guys we have really bought in since day one, and they're having success. It's really no secret. I mean, DeMond Minor, and his problems were mental. That last year, and getting over that. I think he turned a corner in the preseason, and now he's having success. We all knew he had talent, and now he's starting to capitalize on that. So.
Right, and he won the tournament.
Right.
Pembroke.
I think 5 matches in a row, and to be honest with you, I mean, I don't think any of them were really that close. Which is going from 0-2 or 1-2 last year, I think, at the Pembroke Classic, to winning it, and in fairly easy fashion. I was really all 3 guys who won the finals were very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah,
197-pounder, a freshman out of Jersey. Rick Rodriguez?
Nick Rodriguez. I like Rick. I like Rick Rodriguez.
Right.
I'm going to start calling him Rick now. I like that. No. You ever seen that dude, Dave? You better watch yourself, man. It's scary. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's it.
Nick Rodriguez, right, from Jersey, and, close to Pennsylvania. I've been teasing you about recruiting these PA kids. We got one on the roster.
Yep, from Phoenixville. DJ Brock.
Phoenixville.
But, no, I mean, Nick's, he's a freshman, true freshman, and he's another guy that's, from day one, he's bought in. He wants to be great, and I think he's an unbelievable worker in the room and in the weight room and the runs and the whole package. And I think it's a direct reflection of what he does in practice, what he does on the mat. He looked. 2 kids he wrestled. No offense to the other guys that won it, but he probably had the harsh road to win it.
Right.
He wrestled, I think, 2 guys that ranked in the top 15 Division II, and absolutely just he destroyed him. It wasn't even close.
Right.
And in the finals, he had a match that was fairly close in score, but there was never really a chance to get the score. So he was really impressive for freshmen. So, but we got a long way to go. All of our guys. Robert in the semifinals. He let a match get it out of the way a little bit, and I don't want to say he lucked out, because he earned it in the first 4 minutes, but kind of shut down a little bit and almost cost him. Yeah. Even though he was probably 8 points better than the kid. So there's all these guys know they know there's all kinds of adjustments they got to make, and this is we got to make progress throughout the year and get better and better.
So this guy's never satisfied.
Nah.
Work harder, right? But yeah, I think that's why you get better, isn't it? You got a great coach.
Yeah, just push me all the time.
Right.
That's what you got to do.
Right. That's because he loves you too, probably.
Right? Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell him all the time. If I'm not on you, it means I don't really care, So, but yeah, our goal is win a national title, and I really do think probably the sophomores. I don't know if all the freshmen believe it yet, but that really is our goal. So, and I just know, just going to nationals last year, I know we're a ways away from that. So we gotta continue to put our foot on the gas and just keep getting better every day. And I think one thing I know is that we're going to get there, or I'm going to die trying. So
So you got the goals: win every day.
Yeah.
Win the day.
Yep.
And then get better and better, and then and not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but again, Pennsylvania comes up with Wilkes-Barre's the regional, and the nationals are in Hershey.
Regional hasn't been released yet, but it sounds like it's going to be in Scranton. I think they're the only ones that kind of volunteered to have it.
Wilkes-Barre, Scranton.
Yeah.
So That's what it says on your schedule.
Yeah.
But you don't really know.
Yeah, but that was last year's regional.
Okay.
But I do think that's probably where that's the area it's going to be in probably.
The Nationals are in Hershey.
Yep, the Nationals are in Hershey. So
we
would be in Pennsylvania. The whole nice Pennsylvania flavor. So yep,
we'd have to go up there.
Yeah. It's good.
Hershey's a great place for.
It's awesome. The Division III Nationals, they're all. It's a great atmosphere, man. It's a lot more. I could tell you this, even more than Division I. There's a lot more like I guess fans get a little more wild, and it's just pretty cool. It's a pretty cool atmosphere, and there's really, I think there's a lot of casual fans of Division I. Division III is very segmented. Like you got the Cornell fans here with all the same shirts on.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So, and our goal is to take a big contingent up there. I'm gonna try and make our whole team go up and really get loud and support the guys who got down there. Hopefully 10 guys wrestling. So,
how's Logan Meister these days? Our 141 pounder.
He's doing good. I think he's healthy. We're gonna bust him out next week. So we're gonna let him start wrestling next week.
Well, I was talking to some guys earlier in the season and talking about the heavyweights and how are we at 197. The buzz was about this kid from Jersey, this Rodriguez, Nick.
Yeah. I mean, I think we made it. I mean, let's face it. Last year in dual meets, our lightweights carried the load, and then our upper weights blew it usually. But I think we got a lot better. Even Tate Dulaney, maybe he plays. I mean, he's gotten way better, and I think it's so nice to have a 97 heavyweight. And even 84, Corbin got a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To kind of linchpin or to kind of dual meets really kind of hold it down for us, and because I think we could build a big lead on anybody with starting off with this guy, then you got Zimmerman and Meister and Logan Smith, and all the way up.
Yeah.
So I think I'm excited to see how we do in duels.
So Tate Delaney's another one of these guys that has bought in and understands what it takes to be a winner at this level, and you start with a tournament that is Division II and Division I. These kids and people out there don't realize these kids are scholarship kids, and ours are there because they want to.
Yeah.
For the love of the sport.
Yeah, love the sport, and for a lot of kids, a guy like Robert is probably a better fit. Division III is probably a better fit for him. When somebody that's going to be a high academic student. Yeah, and I think
gets to know your professors like Dr. Angel.
Yeah,
we'll have to have her watch the show.
Yeah. Let's get a lot of props.
Right.
So, but I think it's obviously I think we're kind of like a ragtag kind of group. We get kids like it's kind of a different mix of kids, but I love it, man. I love the diversity, and I think the guys really like it as well too. So
yeah, they do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to have about 9 more Robert Cunninghams, but.
And they're hard to find.
Yeah, they are.
So, talk about our schedule coming up, Coach.
Well, we got the dual meets coming up. Washington Lee and King College. We wrestle them in 2 weeks, or not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. And then both those teams are kind of in the rebuilding phase a little bit, and so our goal is to go out there and dominate. I want to win 20 matches. So, and then. A big group of our guys are going over the Turkey Bowl, which is a tournament over in Southern Virginia.
Right.
So that's kind of what we got going on. And that's a tournament.
So two.
We split off. Yeah, we split off.
off.
Yeah. So it'd be good for I want our other guys, even our backups, get a lot of matches because they got to be ready to go. So
yeah. So Buena Vista for some of the guys, and King in Washington and Lee
right
University.
Across the bridge.
And that's not King College in Tennessee. That's King College in
Pennsylvania.
Wilkes-Barre.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, they're in our regional. It's a regional team for us, so it's good to see us.
Right, that'll be good. Yeah, and then we have another tournament in York, Pennsylvania, not South Carolina. Where is that? At York College? Or?
Yeah, York College. And that's going to be our first real big test, to be honest with you. So that's a good tournament, really good tournament. So a lot of regional teams in there, a lot of ranked kids. Robert will get to see. I think the 2 of the kids that are ranked ahead of him in the regional will be there. So
good. Then we got the Gator Boots duels down in Music City and Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep.
That'll be a fun trip.
Robert's going to bust out his cowboy hat.
Right.
Cowboy
Okay.
hat.
Get your boots on. South
put his
Carolina.
gator boots on. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
That'll be a fun trip.
Yeah, it'd be a fun trip. Yeah, we're gonna stay an extra day, just to,
Right.
let the guy. Well, not really extra day, just the day after competition. We're gonna leave, but stay that night, and it's right before Christmas break, so hopefully we can get the most out of the guys. I requested. I think there's number 3, 5, and 7 team in the country are going to be there, and I requested to do all 3 of those. Whether you get those or not, it's kind of up in the air, but we should get at least 2 of them. So we'll get a true feel where we are. We're actually taking 2 teams of that as well too. They let us take another dual meet team, so we'll have 2 different teams going at once. So we're looking for coaches if someone wants to help out there.
I don't know. My coaching days may be over. I was in Pennsylvania for so long, then came here. 29 years later, they didn't have much going on with the wrestling, so I didn't really stay current on that. So I don't know the new moves and all those things. I wouldn't be much good. Now, Coach, you had added another family member to your family roster.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah.
Ethan. Yep. He's about almost 9 months old. Yeah.
Great.
So.
And he's healthy and doing great.
He's real healthy. Yeah.
And then brothers Nick and Jack are in kindergarten now. So that
whole different dynamic now.
That helps Mom, Leah, your beautiful wife.
Yeah.
And, great family. They live right on campus, and so they're right there if you need them, and they're really a part of your wrestling family, aren't they?
Yep, absolutely. Yep,
Right.
we're a big family, and you got to be, in the sport. It's so hard. Yep, it's important.
Yeah, and so and it's great. I think you're on campus, and it's a nice. You have a lovely home up there.
I appreciate it.
Place to be. So next week we've got Brian Harvey of the Ferrum women's basketball head coach, and they have high expectations for the team this year, and we're excited about wrestling, second year, and a lot of these guys, as you said, have bought in and ready to prove themselves. Robert's one of them, and Robert, I really appreciate you being on the show today. Getting up early and getting out here, and that you were already up and already had a workout.
Got a half a day in already. He's got a half a day in.
Yeah.
Yes,
I see these guys bright and early in the morning, and many times they're wrestlers or football or somebody who's up early to work out, and that's a credit to you, because that'll pay off one day when you're rich and famous. We hope. All right, Robert. Thank you.
Thanks,
Coach
Dave.
Yetzer,
Appreciate it.
You're
Thanks.
the best. Appreciate it. Next week we have Brian Harvey. And until then, so long.